Vincent locks the door, then turns off the lights to the office. They drag Boris's body behind the desk, and they hunker down so as to be hidden from view just in case. They wait to see if anyone may have heard the shot and come snooping around.
Was it necessary to shoot him?
You saw him lunge at me, didn't you?
Yeah, but he was tied to the chair.
Give me a break. I wasn't going to take any chances.
They're quiet for a long moment, mulling things over, and then...
Well, no one's snooping around.
That doesn't mean someone didn't hear the gunshot. I mean, would you go snooping after hearing a gunshot or call the cops instead?
Do you mean as a civilian or agent?
Never mind.
They wait another 10 minutes.
Doesn't seem like anyone called the cops.
Now what?
Well, we can't go through official channels and report this because it'll be a serious clusterfuck.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay, let me think. Alright, I know where we can dump Boris's body. We'll take his van.
So what exactly do you have in mind?
You'll see.
Vincent parks the van in front of the office. Once the coast is clear, they quickly carry Boris's body and toss it into the van, and they're off. They drive for about half an hour until they reach Irvine Woodbridge South Lake, where they drive down a dirt road and park right up against the shoreline. The lake glistens with the light of the half moon.
Are you kidding me with this? Are you going to dump the body in a lake? People come here to go fishing, don't they? And how are you going to get the body to stay submerged? Either Boris' floating body is going to come floating back up to the surface, or someone is going to hook him and think they caught the big one, but instead is going to find an unpleasant surprise at the end of the fishing line.
Vincent gets out of the van.
Will you please help me get the body out the van and into the water?
He goes to the back of the van, and Natasha does the same.
I'll drag him by the left leg, you take the right.
He opens the doors. Natasha grabs the leg, and they slide the body out of the van, and poor Boris flops hard against the dirt ground. They commence dragging him toward the lake.
It always amazes me that dead bodies can be so fucking heavy.
I can't believe that with all your years of tradecraft education, this is the best you can come up with for disposing a body?
You're going to regret those words once you see what I have in store.
I doubt it.
They step backward into the water, dragging the body along until about thigh deep. Then they shove the floating body toward the center of the lake. They watch Boris sluice through the water, his wake undulating in the moonlight. Natasha turns to look at Vincent while he continues to watch the body float away.
I can feel your judgmental look. This is going to work. Just be patient.
He leads her back to shore, and they sit on the van's rear bumper, and they wait.
It's really quiet here. And my God, so many stars.
You need to get out of the city more often. Enjoy the pleasures that life has to offer, the stuff that we take for granted.
You mean like the twinkling stars and moon reflecting off the serene lake, and crickets serenading us in the middle of the night? Is that some kind of a trick bringing me into romantic location? So you can try to make out with me?
Vincent leans in close, reaches for Natasha's hand.
I don't have to trick anybody to do anything.
So, you wanna go at it? Right here in the back of the van? With poor dead Boris watching us?
Boris won't mind. And it's not like we haven't done something like this before.
Always the romantic, aren't you? You're really chipping away my resistance. I'm pretty turned on right now.
Okay, you can drop the sarcasm. You know, we had a good thing going on before. We can have it again.
Vincent.
And by the way, there are nicer ways to break up with someone than just ghosting them for 6 fucking months.
Come on, let's not do this.
Fine.
Look, I'm sorry, It went down like that. But please believe me when I tell you that was for your own good. I'm just not relation type material.
For someone with all your years of tradecraft education, you are a lousy fucking liar.
She knew he was right, at least partially. On the job, she was great at lying and playing a part when it was required of her. When it came to people she actually cared about, she sucked at it.
Whatever. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Whatever.
Fine.
Fine.
Natasha
stands up and takes out her phone.
This is stupid. I'm not hanging around here just to wait for a dead body to sink. I'm calling Uber.
Just then, a low growling comes from somewhere in the lake, which makes Natasha drop her phone.
What the fuck was that?
Just watch.
A lake's surface starts to ripple and then bulge. Something is moving underwater and about to reveal itself.
Vincent?
It's okay.
A dark bulge breaks the water's surface. It's a creature with a large head followed by a long neck, something that resembles a brontosaurus.
Oh my God!
She goes and clings to Vincent, and he puts his arm around her waist. As the creature closes in toward the shoreline, its body is partially revealed, and it definitely looks like a brontosaurus. When it reaches Boris, it cranes its head downward, takes the body into its mouth, and swallows Boris whole. Bronte stares at them for a long moment, then turns and heads back into the depths of the lake and disappears into the water. Natasha is wide-eyed and slack-jawed.
Are you okay?
That was incredible. I'm so sorry to ever doubt you.
She's at a loss for words, but definitely questioning him with her eyes.
A couple of years ago, I got assigned a file that had to do with the witness accounts of a Loch Ness-type creature here at the lake. The file also included reports of missing persons and pets who were last seen in and around the lake. Maybe coincidence, maybe not. It took me a year to finally find her.
Her?
She seemed like a her to me.
You named her, didn't you?
In fact, I did. Her name is Amanda.
Amanda, huh?
I had a girlfriend named Amanda in the 7th grade.
I hope she didn't look like Brontosaurus.
Well, she did kind of have a long neck.
They laugh.
Anyway, I used sonar, underwater drones, infrared cameras, all the tech I could get my hands on, but still nothing. So one moonlit night, I rented a van and bought a side of beef and came out here in the middle of the night. Turns out Amanda loves meat.
You didn't report the finding, didn't you?
Nope. It's not like she's causing any harm. Okay, so maybe she's been snacking on some people and pets. But if she gets found out, it's going to be a circus out here. She probably won't survive.
You such a softie.
You know what the crazy thing is?
You mean more crazy than find a live dinosaur in a lake?
This is a man-made lake. It's not like the lake's been here forever. So where did our girl come from? How did she get here? Roaming Southern California sight unseen until settling on this lake doesn't seem plausible.
Maybe it's some kind of military experiment.
Maybe, but unlikely. They wouldn't be this careless.
They both look skyward into the vastness of outer space.
Maybe it's some kind of alien experiment.
Maybe.
They're still clutching each other, Vincent's arm tightening around her waist. Natasha wraps her arms around his torso, pressing her chest against his.
I can feel your heart beating.
Well, that was quite an exciting show by Amanda. And the fact that you have someone like her seemingly at your back and call, it's kind of turned on to me.
She starts unbuttoning his shirt. He does the same with hers.
You do realize this is against oven regulations, right?
It's never stopped us before.
They strip off their clothes in record time and go to town in the back of the van while the crickets keep chirping and Amanda growls from somewhere in the depths of the lake. When Natasha is certain that Vincent has dozed off, she slips on her bra and panties, reaches into her pants pocket, retrieves her burner phone, and gingerly steps out of the back of the van. She looks at Vincent and shakes her head, amazed at the fact that he can sleep on the uncomfortable bare floor of the van. She then tiptoes away, getting some distance from the van. Pulling out her phone, she opens up an app that appears to be for playing solitaire. When she enters the password, the app reveals itself to be a text messaging app. Not just any messaging app. It's a tradecraft-level text encryption app used within a particular subset of the Russian intelligence community. Natasha starts typing a text message in Russian to someone called Papa Bear.
Why there were another agent here?
She paces while waiting for the response, which comes 5 minutes later and says, "Don't know." She writes back,
You better make it known, because he could have blown my cover.
Papa Bear responds, "It's possible that certain departments are working at cross purposes based on misinformation and lack of communication. This means that you need to up your level of urgency in accomplishing the mission."
My level of urgency is already where it needs to be. Just make sure there's no more fuck-ups.
Where is the agent now?
Terminated.
That is unfortunate.
He was sloppy.
In the future, avoid terminating your own agents. In the meantime, you are to continue with your mission in acquiring the asset as planned. End of message. Natasha closes the app and turns off her phone. She thinks back to the night she fled to the safe house, the night her handler, aka Papa Bear, assigned her this mission. He had contacted her, knowing that she had just escaped from potential abduction and/or termination by foreign agents, and also knew about the phone call from Natasha's sister about the boyfriend. Apparently, the whole thing is common knowledge, because the big players are all after the same thing, the space alien, aka Misha. Papa Bear wanted Natasha to reveal where her sister was hidden in order to interrogate her about Misha. Natasha told the Papa Bear that her sister was not part of the deal, but given the stakes involved, Natasha is certain that the agency is already on the prowl for her sister, not to mention other foreign agencies. Natasha's fairly certain that Viera won't be found, but that level of certainty will decline precipitously the longer it takes to locate and extract Misha. There's no telling what her own agency will do if they find Viera, let alone what the foreign agents will very likely do to her sister. It's times like these that Natasha wonders where her true loyalty should lie, whether it be with her country, herself, her family, her friends and lover, or maybe even the country she's been betraying. Being a double agent means that sometimes it can fuck with your mind like that and confuse you about priorities and worthy self-sacrifice, as well as about leaving a trail of treachery and a wake of broken trust.
Deep State Dossier Podcast is a production of Radio Juice Media. To learn more, go to our website, radiojuicemedia.com. The story was written by Casey Pope and produced by Mariana Baker. The podcast was narrated by Harold Baker. The voice actors are Tori and Hugo Chacon and Mariana Baker. Music composed and performed by Daniel Kaplan. Photography by Luke Aronson. If you like this podcast, you might also enjoy Casey's novels, available on Amazon, or visit his website at fugitivejuicemedia.com. Support Deep State Dossier on Patreon at patreon.com/Deep State Dossier for a whole bunch of exclusive stuff. If you enjoyed the show, please rate us 5 stars and leave a nice review. For more information, including supporting material for each episode, visit radiojuicemedia.com, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thanks for listening.